I am traveling, so I'm not going to have the time to do a traditional live. But I wanted to say, hey, what's up? I wanted to answer any questions that you may have about whatever. We're in San Francisco, California. So this is where I'm originally from. This is where my family is from, etc. But what happened is, I went to Southern California. So that is where I currently reside, is in Southern California. But I came up here to visit. Um, what I can say is, when people talk about gang stalking, because it's talked about a lot on this channel, there's definitely a strong element of that here. So I'm not sure if any of the people who are in my audience are from this city, but I've already seen within the last hour some kind of weird stuff happen. Hopefully nothing weird will happen while we're on this live, but I'll wait a few minutes for some people to come in here. Look at, there is a parade of all of those right there in the row. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 are all um, driverless vehicles. I guess you could call it that. Yeah. Let me see if you could see it. There's nobody in that car. So, yeah, nobody in those cars. They're all driverless. So, for you that are not from here, you might find that to be kind of interesting. Um, let's see. I'm going to give it about another minute, and then I'm going to exit out and come back because, um, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with this live. Um, I don't have any viewers in here, so I'm guessing that nobody's going to be able to see this live. So I'm just going to speak more frankly and openly then. And you can watch it as a replay. So this is a great city. The city is very nice, but what I'm picking up energetically, which is kind of weird about this city, is you have a large population from a certain part of the world in the East. I'll just say that. And their energy is really off. Like, they seem almost like they could be spies or something like that. And I don't really know why they're here, because as someone who has studied psychological operations, psychological warfare, and things like that, it seems kind of suspect that they've let in this very large foreign group, and their vibe is very off. Like, they're not here for the right reasons. They're not here to become like just happy people that live in this country, but it's like they're here on behalf of their own country. And I'll give you another hint. It's a communist country, and it starts with a C. And that's the one thing about this city that I have to say is really, really suspect. Where I'm like, who let them here, and why are they? What's going on with that? Because they seem like they're here. I'm trying to figure out the word. Um, Not insurgency, but ha ha. Nice to see you. It seems like they're here on their own agenda, and it doesn't seem positive. And those are the only people that would probably make the city not what it could be. So outside of that, everything has been great. Um, and yeah, outside of that, everything's been cool. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm glad that more people are coming in right now. Yeah, this is San Francisco. I was actually at the beach yesterday, the pier. It was really pretty, but there's so many people. It would have been not probably the most comfortable place to film. But yeah, if you're new to my channel, let me see. Let me put some controls on my chat here. All right, there we go. If you're someone who's been watching this channel, this is a really good time to ask questions and get unfiltered responses. And if you don't make it, then oh well. But yeah, outside of that, San Francisco is a great city, but the government really needs to put a watch on that particular demographic of people that are not from here. And obviously just came within the last, it seems like, few months or 6 months or so, because that demographic, the one that, our president just met with their country, that demographic is very, very sketchy. Um, Intuitively, energetically. Um, Outside of that, though, like, it's been pretty normal. Um, I don't remember this city being as affordable as it is. I remember it being a lot more expensive, so that part's cool. But anyways, yeah, I have a little bit of time. I'm about to leave here soon. And I could go down to the beach, but I'm like, I really don't want to go. I like your boots. Thank you. I really don't want to go all the way down there right now. So there's so many things I could bring up. Um, let's talk about intuition for a minute. When using the people that are on here, especially chosen ones, focus on using your intuition and your discernment, but focus on bringing it up. Your intuition and discernment doesn't have to be limited. Thank you for the likes. It doesn't have to be limited to just like a hunch or a knowing. It can actually end up developing into deeper gifts. So really start upping the skill. And how you do that is by listening to yourself as opposed to going through and denying yourself when you know that you're correct. And just do it with little things and let it build up and get stronger and stronger, because I have noticed that my intuition has gotten much more heightened. No, Barb, I don't live in San Francisco. I live in Southern California. I said that at the beginning. You're visiting. Um, but I'm from this area. This is where I'm from. This is where my family's from. But I'm here visiting. I haven't been out here in years. Many, many, many years. So allow your intuition, allow your discernment to actually go up to new levels, as opposed to questioning yourself when you're almost 100% sure that you're right. Now, this is kind of a slippery topic because a huge percentage of people do not have intuition because they have maybe been denying it for so many years, like let's say decades. But for the ones that have been developing it over the past several years, decades, or have never turned it off, it's a really good time to build it up. So listen to it, go with those hunches. If that hunch says talk to someone and say hi, talk to them and say hi. If that hunch says go left, go left. If it says go right, go right. So practice doing it in these micro moments and see what the results are. Because what I have found is that when you stop listening to your intuition, it's gotten to a point now to where things happen faster and faster. So it's not like back in the day where you deny your intuition and then, nothing really happens, or it's kind of small. It's like now it's like, oh shoot, now I see why moments. So that's something that really needs to be developed. Um, if you feel like you have been being stalked, or I guess you can call it community harassment, you are not wrong. That is a very real phenomenon. Now, of course, I'm not talking about if you have other issues. I'm not giving out any medical information, obviously, but that is a real phenomenon. And I've been witnessing some of it here, and it's very interesting. Like, we've obviously talked about the Truman Show. It's very much giving like the Truman Show effect. So, again, use your intuition and have fun. Um, I'm probably about to head off in a minute because if there aren't any questions, I'm probably about to go to another broadcast. But so many things we could get into. We could talk about spirituality. We could talk about premonitions. We could talk about discernment. We could talk about world events. So many different things we could talk about. But I'm not quite sure where to start right now. If you're feeling isolated, that might be just something that you have to deal with. Like, as you see, I'm by myself. And I've had a couple people comment like, "Oh, you don't deserve to be by yourself. You don't deserve to be," or some ridiculous stuff like that. And that kind of made me a little annoyed, to be honest. Um, but I'm by myself, but I'm not isolated, obviously. So it's okay to be by yourself. I don't know who and where and when this idea was started that you need to have a person or a group of people around you in order to feel secure, in order to feel valuable, in order to have something to offer. I don't know where that started from, but it's not true. So if you're feeling isolated, the best thing to do is find a local lake, which we've talked about, find a local river, pond, ocean, park. If you have some type of nature, if not, just walk around the city. If you live in a rural industrial neighborhood, or if you live in an industrial type of neighborhood, go through and find a spot and just start walking around, start exploring some stuff you've never been to before. As far as the other stuff, yeah, use your intuition, do the best that you can do. Um, but yeah, of course you're going to be isolated when, if you're extremely spiritual and extremely intuitive, um, because it's almost like two different worlds or two different types of people interacting with each other. So, this is pretty right here. But yeah, you may feel a little isolated at times, but oh, you said so this person says that she feels like AI is isolating her. Yeah, it is. That's part of its job, is to isolate you, which is why it's so important to make sure that you decide if you want to travel, get out, go to places, be around people, or if you want to have your entire reality fed to you. So that's part of it. Actually, this is interesting. Where I'm at right now, this is about to be an AI city. There's billboards everywhere for it. I'll show you some if I come across them. So they're about to put in a full AI infrastructure here. So I don't know what this place is going to be like in 6 months or in 3 months, to be honest with you. Um, as you know, I mean, we're on YouTube right now. I don't know if Google is here. I don't think so. But I could tell you Facebook, Snapchat, Spotify, and so many others are near here. You hear that? Where did we just, you hear that, you guys? Weird. Maybe it's children playing basketball. Less hollering. Anyways, But all the tech companies are here, and obviously San Francisco, and they put billboards everywhere that they're about to make this an AI, what they call an AI infrastructure. Now, does that sound like a pleasant thing to you? That's what they want to do. I haven't looked into what that means. I just got here. I just saw those billboards. It's already a cashless city. And this was the only city that I know of that you were required to show proof of, you know what, in order to go into the stores and shop and things like that in the year of, I think it was 2021. It was required, kind of like a, I think New York also did that, but San Francisco was the strictest. Also, you're not allowed to vape. They don't like vaping. You can smoke cigarettes. A lot of people are chain smokers here, but they don't want you vaping. All right. I'm just kind of wandering around. Ha ha ha. Let's hope that I don't wander around in like a not so good neighborhood, because that would kind of suck. I probably should go by the water. I've definitely got some more time. Actually, I want to go find a little coffee shop. Oh, I just went in a circle. I see where I'm at now. Um, Hold on. I think I'm gonna go find a little coffee shop soon. Burn Street. That sounds familiar. I haven't been here in so long, you guys. We're talking about like since I've been a teenager. Thank you for the likes, you guys. Yeah, so if there is a city that's going to be the first front lines, the first one to be totally AI, you know, you have to have a chip in order to, or biometrics in order to buy, sell, and go anywhere, it's going to be here. Based on the billboards and advertisement that the tech companies are playing out. I tried to use my paper ticket on the subway. They don't even allow those anymore. It has to be like tap. Everything is pretty much cashless, and if you do use cash, they like penalize you in certain places. They charge you more money to use cash. Like, just saying, this is all my opinion, you guys. My opinion and some observations here. Oh, we're back where we started. Oh wow, there's a police scene now. I was just there. You see all that commotion? This street was completely empty and it was all peaceful, and then all of a sudden, like, that happened within like 1 minute of me being there. So I was like, okay, I will go ahead and change spots. I feel like we should talk about some of the deeper spiritual topics here. I like this question. You said, will universal basic income really work? Absolutely not. I don't think so. Well, here's the problem with universal basic income. I'm going to go ahead and remote view and tell you. So this is remote viewing. Is You're going to have that chip in order to receive it. So you will. There's going to be a substantial. You will, but they want your data though. They want your internal data, if you know what I mean. So that's an extremely important point to note. So as you know, as they say, like, nothing is for free. And some people already have picked up on this, what I just said. But they're going to say, yeah, you know, we're going to give you 10,000 a month or whatever, but you're going to have to be implanted or have a chip of some sort. And they're going to probably say to prevent hacking and things like that. And for security, which is partially true, but it's mainly because they want to be able to mine human data. They want to be able to mine the mind field, in my opinion. Okay. Thank you for the compliments, but you need to slow down on those messages. Let me see if I can go ahead and do All right. So that's my opinion on what they're doing. So my intuition is said as well. So there's a lot that, I'm not saying as well, but we'll see. CA. I don't trust that. I don't trust your question. I don't trust you. Um, and as far as like how will you survive, whatever, just use your intuition and pray. Use your discernment. Not everybody's supposed to. Some people they're supposed to take that. You just retract this guy. CA dash TF7TL just retracted his message. So that's like one of the techniques that they do is they'll try to fish for data and information or mine for information by asking you questions and stuff like that. They'll follow you, like a video, ask you a question, then retract their message. So it's like they never asked it. They'll literally delete it out of their history and unlike to basically clear it. So basically, what they do at that point is get you to volunteer up information, and it looks like you're just volunteering it, but they clean their trail. So that person's name is CA, like California, or dash TF7TL. So now the username is saved, so I can look it up or whatever if I need to. But that person, yeah, just retracted their message and cleared the history so they can ask me questions and look like they were never here and get the information, but be able to disappear. So these are different techniques when you're dealing with very unique times that you have to be prepared for. If you are a person that uses the internet regularly, really, really, really be strict about your cybersecurity routine, which everybody will tell you that, but be really, really extra strict about it. And make sure that, you know who you want to share information with and what you're sharing and things like that. Just do the best that you can. Even top companies in the world struggle with it at times, but do the best that you can. At least do more than the average. I'm going to find a coffee shop soon. All right. It's time for me to leave my hotel area, I guess. I really want to actually do a video. I want to get this little place on camera because it's super cute. And again, if I see those billboards I was talking about, I'll show them to you. They're everywhere, but just not in this exact section. I basically just walked in a circle. You said, sorry, I didn't ask my second question. Right, link to the first. No offense, I'm new to the channel. Okay. Well, nice to meet you. If you are a new subscriber or a new follower here, super awesome to meet you. I do kind of have a heavy vetting process because you kind of have to these days on the internet. I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, but I have had to deal with issues of like cyber stalking and weird stuff like that. Unfortunately, I would love if I haven't had to deal with that stuff, but I have. And as a result, I have to be very careful with making sure I vet everybody really clearly and that I am making sure people are who they say they are. There are people, of course, that create multiple accounts and use a mixture of AI to do really weird things, to actually go through and try to track people and scrape data, so to speak, and things along those lines. You would think I'm in a foreign country, the amount that I've been like stared at. And I'm not, and the thing is, I'm not talking about when I'm filming. I'm talking about even when I'm not filming. I mean, I don't know. It's probably normal. I'm probably just like, you know. I wanted to get this on camera though, because this is really pretty. This is super pretty. Like, you see all these like little funky shops, and like that's one cool thing about this area that I kind of low key miss about the Bay Area in general is all these like little shops. Like you walk around the corner and there's like yesterday I saw like a vintage Barbie doll shop. Like whoa. And then I saw like a bike shop, and then I saw just like all these like very unique, you might find a scarf store and all it is just vintage scarves. I saw a sock store, and all they had was like the cutest little vintage type of socks. And I'm like, this is cool. Like these little themed, like cute little funky little like places. Barb says the network isn't it. You have been too, Barb? Maybe we should go to I don't know if you're still there because I was just making an adjustment. Um, maybe we should go to Mason Street, or maybe we should go where the Church of Satan is at. Oh, would that be a cool little field trip? We should go. I should look it up on my other phone because I think it's like right over here. I'm like, let's go visit the Church of Satan. Like but the one that reason why this one's important is because this is the original one. Antoine LaVey, if you know, he's from here. So this was like the original first one ever built. Actually, you know what's crazy? Pretty much all of the Eastern alternative religions started in this city. Wiccan got popular here. Satanism, the Eastern religions got popular here. They existed, of course, in different countries and stuff, but they were brought here, given their own twist, and now the version that we know today. You said they made movies with your name. What was the name of the movie? It's really hot today. It's like probably 84 degrees. Yeah, what was the name of it? I'm gonna go to this bus stop really quick. I'm gonna look up the address. If I'm within walking distance, I promise you I'll walk over there just for fun. Look at this. So here's one of the AI billboards. The future runs on PagerDuty AI. Oh, they just switched the ad. Oh, here's another LLM AI ad. Another AI ad. There. Yeah, QR code for an event. Told you it's a cashless city for the most part. But they had one that's crazy. It was like a billboard that says like AI agentic. They call it agentic. Agentic infrastructure coming soon for the city of San Francisco. It was something like that. If I see it, I'll show it to you. The movie you said Ingrid Goes West. I'm gonna watch that. That movie sounds familiar. Where are you? What's your where are you from, Barb? How old are you? I'm looking it up. I'm putting in the address. Yesterday, let's see. Church of Satan. I know that I was already by Mason Street, and it was like I think it's 111 Mason Street, but I'm not gonna go over there again. Okay, so the address is. I have the address. I'm gonna look it up and see how far away it is. 548. Let me see. I'm putting it in my maps right now. I'm gonna start headed towards a different part of town a little bit, anyways. You said thank you, Kia. Appreciate that. I'm gonna take a screenshot of your message, Barb. So I took a screenshot that way I can go back and look at that later. So it's far. It's far. I'm looking at it on the map. It's like it's not far, but it's like let me see. It is if I wanted to go visit the original Church of Satan, it's a 2 hour walk. We're not going on a 2 hour walk. Or by bus, 40 minutes. Or I could Uber, but I'm obviously not looking to spend money just to go down there because I'm not really that interested in it. What I am more interested in is a cup of coffee. That's what I'm interested in. A cup of coffee and like a croissant or something. I have to give them credit. Although the vibe is sketch, the uh, Chinese food out here is absolutely phenomenal. And the food in general is better out here, I think, than in Southern California. All right. So I guess I will go ahead and get off and find a coffee shop. Um, Maybe I'll be back in a little bit. Oh, there's 50 people watching. Way cool. Hi, you guys. Nice to see you. Um, what's up, Cedric? If you have any questions, let me know. I'm just kind of walking around San Francisco. Um, I try to be very polite and not put people on camera. Um, and just only film myself. Oh, okay, I'll check it out, Barb. I think I've seen that before, that movie, for sure, but it wouldn't hurt to watch it again. We'll cross the street and then we'll cross the street and then I'm gonna probably head off. So I'm afraid my phone case is gonna fall. But you know what I will do though? If I find a really cool spot, I will try to either I'll try to jump back on here in a little bit. So I hope you guys have an awesome, cool, fun, amazing rest of the day. Thank you so much for likes. Thank you for subscribing to the broadcast. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you have any questions, leave them in the replay of this video. I'm going to save this as a replay. And if I have time to jump back on here, which I probably will, I'll go through and answer those questions. We could talk about kind of like the deeper stuff in terms of metaphysics, spirituality, or whatever you'd like to talk about. You said travel, say, oh, okay, cool. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And I will talk to you soon. I hope you have an awesome, cool, fun, amazing rest of the day. Leave any comments or questions, and if I come back on here later, I'll answer them in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye bye.